am I the astronaut for leaving a dinner party after a girl sat on my husband's lap? I am still so shook with everything, so sorry for my rambling. My husband, Jake, and I have been married for 3 years, and from the beginning, he was very close with his best friend's sister, Cindy, 18 female. Well, my husband would often talk about her and tell how he had seen her grow up throughout the years. Cindy is always very bubbly and seems very fond of Jake as well. I remember when we were dating, she would ask to come along on our dates a lot. It's interesting. I never really said anything as I liked spending time with her as well. She was like a little sister to me. When we announced our engagement, she asked my husband to better not forget her after being a married man and to still hang out with her. You could definitely take that the wrong way. I'm hoping it's innocent. Let's please be innocent. Please be innocent. Well, we got married and I even made her my bridesmaid. Soon, we moved to a different state and kind of lost contact. Now, Jake's best friend came to stay with us for some time, and Cindy came along as well. Now, the moment she saw us, the first thing she said was how hot my husband has gotten, and she was glad he didn't look like those boring married men. Okay. There's not really a way to take that an innocent way, so not innocent. Shit. Wouldn't that be an immediate, get the fuck out? I'm sorry, but clearly, you have no concept of boundaries, so you staying here just ain't gonna work. Just go. Just go. Good gravy. Then, throughout their stay, Cindy would just ignore my presence and will be way too close with Jake. I told Jake that it was looking a bit inappropriate and to ask Cindy to tone it down, but he said that Cindy is just a bit childish and is that way with everybody. Jake, you're about to become not Jake from State Farm, but Jake from the state pen. Oh, wait, she's 18. It doesn't matter. You're going to get divorced because you're letting a teeny bopper. You know better, Jake. Come on. And being physically affectionate with everybody isn't a childish thing. That's an adult thing. What? I think your concept of childish may be a little tilted here, Jake. Well, on their last day, we decided to host a dinner party for everybody. During the party, I was with Jake when Cindy came and told me, "Oh, I need to steal your husband for a while." And before I could say anything, she grabbed Jake's hand and took him for playing games. I ignored it since it was their last day, but then throughout the dinner, she was getting way too close with Jake and would just drag him away whenever I would be around while giggling at me. When everybody sat for dinner, I sat beside Jake and Cindy came last. She then said, "Oh, there's no seat," and just went and sat on my husband's lap. Everybody was surprised, and Jake said, laughing, "Cindy, stop acting like a kid. You're not a kid anymore." Cindy started laughing, saying it was a joke, and got up and sat on another seat while giggling at me. Yeah, I was so angry with the disrespect and the fact that Jake was so cool with it, but I didn't want to say anything bad, so I excused myself and took my car and left. About an hour later, Jake called me asking where I was. I told him I'm going to my friend's house and I will come over after Cindy has left. I know what I did was terrible, but I was so angry at the time that if I stayed there any longer, I would have probably started fighting or crying. I came the next day and Cindy and her family had left. Jake was very pissed and said I took things too far. Who took things too far, Jake? Who took things too far, Jake? It was your wife who left because she felt disrespected for the 11th time. Who took things too far? I started crying and told him how everything made me feel. He said I was horrible to think such things about Cindy and that she was like his sister. I told him I was not doubting his intentions, but I was hurt by how very disrespectful Cindy's behavior was and how he was enabling her by not saying anything. He started saying that I sounded ridiculous and couldn't even take a joke, referring to the sitting on the lap incident. I said, regardless, I don't want her in my house again. To top it off, Cindy sent a message saying that she was sorry about making me insecure of myself. Oh, and that she would make sure to make me feel better. But I should not have left as it was pretty childish and kind of spoiled the mood. It felt so backhanded, I didn't reply to her. That didn't feel backhanded. That was backhanded. I'm sorry you misunderstood is not a apology, okay? That is a middle finger. I'm sorry you misunderstood. I'm sorry you felt. I'm sorry you. I'm sorry you. I'm sorry you. It is a middle finger, okay? I just told my husband he needs to maintain a distance with Cindy. He asked if I was giving him an ultimatum. I said if he will go as far as disregarding and disrespecting my feelings for Cindy, this really rubbed me the wrong way. And he said since I have such disgusting thoughts in my mind and is giving him an ultimatum anyways, then he might as well leave because he cannot live with such an insecure person who has disgusting thoughts about him. He packed a bag and left for his mother's place. I tried apologizing numerous times, telling him how sorry I am for everything, but he is ignoring my texts and calls. Later, Cindy's brother texted me, calling me a bunch of names to think like that about his sister, saying Jake should just leave me and a disgusting person like me deserves to be alone. I could not stop crying after that. I don't know how to fix this. Is there a way to even come back? Was I so wrong to deserve this? I don't know anymore. Edit, people are asking our ages. We are 25 years old, just months apart. All right, I have a couple of comments to read here. But okay, the brother who called after the fact, Cindy's brother, OP's hubby's friend, called or texted berating her for thinking that way. He's in denial. He is in denial and probably has been for years. He's like, no, my sister is not trying to really put the moves on this guy, right? This is just how she is. I mean, only with him, but it's not real. It's not real. And Jake is acting the same way. These two dipshits are both in denial. Meanwhile, Cindy's frolicking along, lubing everybody up. She's just so promiscuous throughout this that they've had to put themselves in a state of denial, and OP here is just like, seriously, everybody's okay with this? And then, I know we overused the word, but gaslit the shit out of her and be like, oh no, you're the problem. You're the problem. That's absolutely disgusting to think that way. You are so disgusting. No, OP, you are not disgusting. You are not crazy. You are not wrong. A line was crossed here after you spoke up about it multiple times. That's the kicker. It doesn't matter what was happening here. The fact that you said, I am uncomfortable with this, and he said, get comfortable with this, is it. It doesn't matter what was happening. The fact that you issued a discomfort and he ignored it and said your feelings aren't valid, and then that line was crossed and there was a consequence, and then he gaslit you into thinking and saying that you were the monster here. Maybe he was just waiting until she's 18 and he actually has the hots for her. IDFK. Doesn't matter. Nothing that anybody did here, save you, OP, is okay. Relevant comments on this. Commenter, you said the other people at the party just stared. Am I mistaken? And no one said anything to either of you? OP's response, Cindy, her brother, and his girlfriend, their cousin, and his boyfriend were present. It wasn't a big dinner, and when it happened, everybody did get silent, but as my husband laughed it off, they didn't say anything either. But they saw that I was not okay, so things were awkward. I don't know what happened after I left. Maybe they said something to Cindy or not. I don't know. I was so overwhelmed with everything, I didn't want to talk about it anymore. You should. OP, you should reach out to the people that were there. It was their cousin with his boyfriend. I don't care if you don't have a direct line to them. If that's someone who's not going to be in your life after shit hits the fan here, they're all a witness. And because Teeny Bopper messaged you and said you ruined the night and everything got awkward afterwards, it wouldn't have gotten awkward unless they had an opinion about it too. Because had you left and nobody gave a shit and they really thought that you were the problem, they would have laughed it off and partied hard the rest of the night. It's not what happened. So reach out to them, ask what their thoughts were, and ask what happened after you left. That's what I would do. I'm just saying. Unless you don't give a shit anymore because it's over, and if that's the fact, screw it. Who cares? But I would be curious. And at this point, because you're starting to feel like you're crazy, because everybody connected to this situation is telling you that you're crazy, you might just find somebody who thinks you're sane. Because they saw the same shit you did. The question was, am I the astronaut for leaving a dinner party after a girl sat on my husband's lap? Nope, you were not. When your partner tells you they are uncomfortable with something, it is a warning. It is a warning that a reaction is coming. They are doing you a favor by giving you a heads up. Take it seriously.